2, 1. All right, welcome to Mediaverse Podcast, the only podcast where we discuss everything except for politics. If you're here for politics, get out of here right now. I am your host, Kyle, and it's here as always, Chris.
Hello. How is everybody? Are you sitting back with plenty of nibbles at hand?
Well, we got some EA shenanigans yet again. Oh, EA, will you ever learn? They just can't keep themselves out of the news for good reasons.
Yeah.
Got some DC. We got some really good DC news happening. We got some interesting DC news that happened. We also got some reasons why Kingdom Hearts did not include Star Wars and Marvel, which I understood better than anybody else. And some fun and some other stuff in the news. And our review of season 1 of Umbrella Academy. Stay tuned. So where should we start? Should we start with the gaming stuff real quick? It's only like two major things.
Go for the gaming stuff first, Kyle.
Well, EA. We'll start. Sorry, you always have to be first, but yeah, you messed up.
Kyle's favorite company.
Well, my favorite company is Scorch right now. Your game is so bad that the console itself is trying to save itself by saying, I'm going to commit suicide now. It's the best way to say it.
So apparently Anthem is bricking a PlayStation 4's. At least that's what's happening. I haven't heard really anything from Xboxes, but that's pretty bad. I mean, granted, I've played, a good amount of games on PlayStation 4 where I've had some instances of PlayStation 4 crashing. Star Ocean Till the End of Time, for some reason, will crash.
You mean like Mighty Number 9?
Yeah, that too. But the game that I played the most that actually has crashed on me quite a few times is Star Ocean Till the End of Time. But I've never had a game that bricked the system.
Me neither.
Which means that you can't even get the system back, right, when it bricks? Or does it have to completely rebuild its memory and then you'll get it back?
What happens is some people unplug them and plug it back in and hopefully they get it back. But it's so bad right now that Sony is willing to refund people their money back.
That's so crazy because EA was working on this game for 4 years or something, right?
7.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah, and this is EA. Well, it ain't our fault. It's BioWare's fault. They didn't fix the problems. But who was the one that released and said it was ready? The publishers.
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit of both sides. Like EA is right now getting the feedback right now and asking for everybody's feedback right now. So, it's like every week, it's always EA's up to something or Activision, but Activision, the other thing Activision did was they didn't do nothing. All they just said was employee morale is going down. That's it.
Yeah.
It seems like EA doesn't know when to stay themselves out of the news. So,
I mean, it's bad. But anyway, I guess
if I was an investor, I'd be concerned. Also, this could lead to a lawsuit if the systems are completely bricked. And
it depends on how many systems how many systems are actually bricked.
Yeah.
So,
I said could. Could. I didn't say 100%. It could lead to a lawsuit where EA will have to replace those consoles, because it seems like it was their game that did it. Although, knowing EA, they'll try to pin it on Sony, and Sony will be like, "Don't you dare pin this on us. This is your mistake."
Yeah, I mean, Anthem is a game that already had bad press and even worse now.
When I first saw Anthem, I was like, "Oh, this looks cool," but I have a bad feeling about it. So glad I did.
Yeah.
So glad I said something. It's hilarious. Your game is so bad, you made Fallout 76 look good. It's now making me want to put in Fallout 76. Your game's bad.
Well, I guess we're moving on. What's the next video game topic? Xbox. is releasing an Xbox One S with no disc drive, something that me and you have both said it's only a matter of time before they do this.
Yeah, I mean, they've been going to this thing called as games as a service,
Yeah,
or their services, but this is more of a service, you know?
this is Xbox One S though, with no disc
Yeah.
drive, so not the X version that's more powerful.
Yeah, although I wish it would. I mean, they could put some extra hardware if they don't have a disk drive in it.
What do you think the hard drive will be on this guy?
I'm going to say maybe a terabyte or 2.
I think it should be higher. Honestly, realistically, I think it should be 3. I
Plus,
just can't imagine them actually doing that though.
plus, don't forget on an Xbox, you can also expand it with an external hard drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the same thing with the PlayStation, which they did later, which I have one right now, to a 3 terabyte external hard drive.
Yeah, me too. But this is cool. I'm very curious to see what the price point will be on this guy.
Plus,
I mean,
Game Pass.
if it's cheap enough, who knows? Maybe I'll pick one up just because it's like, all right, let's try it out.
I would too. If it's very cheap, I would go with the Xbox Game Pass, pay the $60 for the year, then pay $10 a month on top of that.
What do you think cheap would need to be for this? Like for it to be like super successful?
How much would be an Xbox? I'm gonna go check how much.
Well, the current Xbox is like $300.
Yeah.
The One X is like maybe like 450, 500. It might have gone down to 400 exactly. I know that thing was 500 when it originally launched, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the sweet spot for this thing would be somewhere. I think realistically they're going to sell this at 200.
200, I would think about that. But if they really want to get like,
I think they should try to see if they could sell it at 150 to 175. If that thing was 150, I would buy it in a heartbeat.
I would say, like, if they really want to try to get everybody to make it like a service, like just as a service, if the lowest I would go if I was Microsoft, just to get this in their homes and also make off with the Xbox, not like the digital stuff, but with the Game Pass and everything, I would bundle 1 month of Xbox Live and also get a month of Game Pass. So you're like, oh yeah, you can grab stuff too with that too.
Yeah.
And then get them hooked with the 150, or if they're really desperate and getting their Xbox brand more and getting more and more out there, $100.
I seriously doubt they would sell it at $100. I could see maybe 150, but realistically, I think this thing is going to be 200.
No, I agree with you. 200 is the max with this. I'm just saying, like, if they want to go lower.
But if it was under 200, I would definitely maybe be like, all right, this is actually a really good deal.
And bundling Game Pass and bundling like 3 months of Game Pass and 3 months of Xbox Live, and then start making that revenue.
Hell, even if it just has like a good, Xbox exclusive on it, like if it was like under 200 and it's like, hey, here's like Forza 4, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah. Like I said, there's just like I said, like, but you're also getting Forza 4 if you use the Game Pass though too.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Game Pass.
You can get that magical Crackdown 4 you always wanted. Wait, 3.
I mean, Game Pass is a pretty good idea.
It is a good idea. Like, people don't understand. Like, people that are like, I prefer to own my games. I keep saying, like, this is actually a good idea. People want something like a Netflix style service, and like, people don't understand. Like, games. It's great for college students, believe it or not.
It's great for anybody, honestly. Yeah. I mean,
even if you're living by yourself.
Yeah, I got to pick and choose what games I buy. So,
yeah,
not everybody could just buy everything. So,
yeah, not even me. Like I love, like, if I can get them on a deal, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But is that it for the video game news?
That's how I got Tales of Vesperia. Let me make sure. I guess we could go into the quick fire thing. Pop culture icon, Hollywood legend Luke Perry passed away. He died of a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something I've seen a little too often lately happening to some people, just in that I've indirectly known or just people I've listened to. But yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. He died young. His legacy was with 9120 Woe. A lot of 90 teenagers are crying right now. Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just saying what's true and it's sad. But the only time I had experience with him, and you had this experience, was with Family Guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only thing. Johnny Bravo, where he was trying to help him try to get girls. It was hilarious.
Hmm.
And my personal experience was when I watched him in season 1 of Riverdale, and he was a good actor. He played Archie's dad on that show, Fred Andrews. So he was a pretty good. He was ironically he played a dad.
Yeah.
So, but it's a pretty good show. I might go back and watch it, not because of Luke Carey, because I've been thinking about rewatching going into season 2. I just haven't watched season 2 or season 3 yet.
I guess another quick fire topic.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean Luke Perry will be missed. Sorry, the transition.
No, I'm already done. You're going to another quick fire
Okay,
topic.
quick fire topic. Shazam trailer 2 came, or another trailer came out. The movie looks pretty funny. Yep. He's kind of an idiot. like
but he's a lovable oaf. So.
He's definitely 13. Yeah. I mean, in some ways, this trailer maybe revealed a little too much. Not as much as some other trailer we're going to be talking about, though.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
But it looks good. It looks funny. I'm looking forward to this.
I guess we're in the DC area now.
Well, we don't have to keep it. I thought we were just going to do, like, movie trailers, but...
no. I was just saying, like, we could do that. Now, next one where you're going to say Dark Phoenix, right?
Which pretty much revealed the whole entire movie.
Yeah. So 100% confirmed Mystique dies in this new timeline.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you it was Jennifer Lawrence that said, "Kill me now." I bet you that's what she did.
I mean... Everything seems like it's been revealed. I'm still gonna see this movie because I've liked most of the X-Men movies.
And this is gonna be the last one, and then Fox is bought by Disney.
Yes.
So, like,
but it's funny because my friend brought up a good point where like everybody's like, "This is X-Men 3 again," and I kind of thought that too. But don't forget, the Phoenix stuff in X-Men 3 was technically a side plot.
Yeah.
So
it was
be the whole plot.
Yeah, just think of it as like, but at least the good thing is they got it right now. So it's like, no, it's part of her no, it's not part of her subconsciousness. This is literally a cosmic being.
Yeah, there's some space stuff happening.
Yep. So cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else?
I guess those are the quickest fire topics we've got. Besides Steven Spielberg is being a cranky old man because a Netflix movie won an Oscar, and it's like kind of like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Get with the time.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's kind of like he said, like, like, oh, the movie should be in like theaters for like 4 weeks, and it's like kind of like, I don't think every filmmaker could afford to have their movie in the theater for 4 weeks.
Yeah, like one movie I remember that we had that where I work at, because I work at the movie theaters. We had Vice there. We only had there for 2 weeks. So if Vice was there for like 2 weeks, and that's like the entire theater run around America, then what Steven Spielberg's trying to say is that movie shouldn't qualify. But that's in my theater. That's in the theater I work at. So I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just like, I get it. It's trying to like, defend the movie going experience. But at the same time, it's also...
Times are changing.
Yeah, it also seems like he's being like a cranky old man and trying to like exclude like things from being in consideration of rewards that.
I'm surprised he didn't go. And Black Panther should not have been a Best Picture nomination.
Yeah.
While doing that, I'm surprised in that stroke of words. Right? I mean, he said, this is the crazy thing. He said these should be something like an Emmy should get. This is like a TV movie.
Yeah, because they're on a streaming platform, and he said these are TV movies, and it's kind of like, how big your TV can be at your house,
as much as you want.
Yeah, it's not like I'm watching Netflix on 17-inch CRT TV anymore,
Yeah, I have a 43-inch TV with a soundbar with a subwoofer. My experience is amazing.
Yeah.
Here's a good example. Here's a very good example that doesn't even look like a TV movie. Bright. The one with Will Smith where he's a cop and the magical world and the real world are kind of together, and his partner's an ogre.
I guess. Bright. It looks like a theatrical movie.
It looks like something I could watch at the movie theaters.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd even argue, I'm not a big fan of the show, but the production quality is insane. Is Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
All those episodes are practically movies now. So
yeah, even Westworld's like that too.
Yeah.
Which
so
I
that line between movies and TV has been just getting smaller and smaller throughout the years.
Yeah. It's been like that. You'll know when it looks. You'll know.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Steven Spielberg needs to kind of realize this is the time has come. The committee has changed too, as well as you noticed from this year too.
Yeah.
Just from everything alone. I noticed it last year, but this year it definitely has changed.
Yeah.
Especially with the streaming services, a movie that's on a streaming service, and also a movie that also is a superhero movie, but it's a great standalone movie.
Yeah. So I guess. Oh, go on.
Also, one more thing: if Steven Spielberg wants to keep things exclusively in movies, he should also keep. Oh, how much does this movie make? And then he'll realize how stupid it is. Then.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. I think I already said my 2 cents.
Okay. I guess another topic that is kind of a smaller topic is Brian K. Vaughan is going to be writing the live-action Gundam movie.
Which I know you're excited about.
I just want to see what this is going to be like. I love almost every single Gundam series I've watched except for...
Including Gundam Wing?
No, I said I've almost loved every Gundam series.
I had.
We're not going to get into that.
We're never going to get into that. He just doesn't. The point is, he doesn't like Gundam Wing.
Okay.
I actually seen some.
I'm going to preference this with all Gundam things, except for most of the stuff made in the 90s is good. You can take it or leave it, comment section, if you even are paying attention.
Oh man, the comment section they're really hating on you. They came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Gundam Wing sucks. But anyway, this sounds cool, the approach they're taking to this, that they're gonna make their own brand new version of Gundam.
Which I think is the right approach, so that way it's not well, you took the Gundam material and the fish. It's and this is me. Well, yeah, don't you realize that it's its own thing? Ever since they started the 90s with G Gundam.
Yeah.
They had each series in its own little universe.
Yeah, it's not like they're making live action 1979 Mobile Suit Gundam with Armor Ray or something.
Yeah, and I will totally pay someone to sing the theme song to that.
It's
for the opening of that movie.
It's very dated. But just to let you know, those Blu-ray transfers of Mobile Suit Gundam are beautiful.
I need to watch those one of those days.
But yeah, this is cool. I'm excited to see what this will be like. Because Gundams are cool and they're gonna look awesome in live action.
In the words of Megas XLR from Jamie, chicks dig giant robots.
They sure do.
I had to do it. I really cannot wait for this. I really cannot wait to see their take on Gundam.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, you know, Gundam at the end of the day is sort of like it's more of like a political drama in some ways because of like, you know,
I agree.
The war aspect and, you know, the military aspect and stuff. And
the funny thing though is the good thing about Gundam though is like it started the whole revolution of adult anime that came out when Gundam first came out. So like it was really nuanced when when it came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
Plus like seeing both sides was really different what you would saw on television at the time. You would just see the good guys' perspective and you'd be the bad guys. But then you find out the bad guys have, you know, motives as well. And you don't know whose side you should pick on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show.
Especially if you watch Gundam Seed, like with, you know, between, I can't remember those guys' names. Like,
yeah,
Zaft,
Gundam Seed is between Zaft and the Earth Forces.
Yeah, and the two main characters who are fighting on opposites of each other.
Yeah, Kira.
That's where
Kira and Athrun.
Yeah, Athrun and Kira, like those two are best friends and they're fighting each other. So you're like, so that really narrows it down even more interesting, you know?
Gundam Seed.
Then you're wondering who are the real good.
Yeah, Gundam Seed is really good. Gundam Seed Destiny seems like they ran out of money or hit a wall or something. End. Yeah, because it starts off really good, and then all of a sudden it's like kind of like,
dang it, we wasted all of our money on the first half of the series.
Either that or they just really didn't know what to do at the end.
Yeah, that's sort of like the same thing with Busco Renkin with the manga a little bit, because it feels like with the last few episodes, like you can kind of tell.
Yeah. But moving on.
Yep.
So next topic, live action Sonic the Hedgehog. Not in shadow.
Before we get to the negative, can we all just say that the face of the eye section actually looks right and it actually looks good for, you know, for a CGI Sonic, because they were like going, no, it has to be one eyeball, but the rest is just like, what?
I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't look as bad as I thought he would.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's good. He seems a little chubbier than I would think Sonic to be.
But those legs.
I saw like a version of this Sonic where like somebody kind of like slimmed down a little bit and it looked way better. But he doesn't look that bad, to be honest. I mean, I really want to see what he looks like in motion in the movie before I like completely pass judgment, because I've seen some like promotional stuff and
I just want to see what Jim Carrey's gonna be like. I want to see what Jim Carrey's going to be like in this movie. I've seen what he looks like. He looks like Dr. Light, but I want to see how he's going to act. Like, I really want to see him go, that wretched hedgehog! Get him! Like,
yeah.
Also, you know what's funny though? Someone actually took down the did a breakdown, and you know what's funny about Sonic's shoes?
What's up?
Been confirmed. He is sponsored by Nikes.
Of course he is. You're going to be able to buy those shoes. And you know what, Kyle? I will buy those shoes.
You know what? Would you feel better if it was sponsored by Puma?
I would feel much better about if it was sponsored by Puma, because they're more comfortable shoes. Come at me. But anyway, if they make some Sonic Nikes, I'm going to buy them.
Are you going to have them right by your hats?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, they would look good right there. That's why I suggested it. I was not going to mock you on that.
Or I'll just wear them.
Yeah. And you have to do this every time. Got to go fast.
I'll just wear them. I'll start flipping everywhere when, you know, I'll roll up into a ball, and that's how I'll get to work. Be awesome.
And then you head to a hot dog stand, be like one chili dog, and be like, I'm waiting.
I'll go to Best Buy and start punching TVs for rings all the time. I'll be a menace to society.
I mean, you have a lot of Sonic does have that attitude. Oh man, did you show Bill that picture yet?
Bill sent it to me, just like you sent it to me.
I literally had to send it to you. You're like, oh god, we both of them. This got to be good.
Moving
well,
on, though.
Me and him. Yep. All right. So, are we going to the movie news? I guess, or we got one more?
Yeah, I get. Well, what other movie news do we have? I think we're done with movie news.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't talk about Will Smith yet.
Oh, okay, Will Smith.
No, and no, we're not talking about him blowing himself up. We're talking about Will Smith leaving Suicide Squad 2.
Because he's focusing on making a better movie. Bad Boys 3.
Yeah. Or he could be working on his YouTube career.
That is the thing. No, I know. It is a thing.
He did talk about why he didn't do The Matrix. He didn't want to do
I watched that video. It was pretty funny. He's just like
I thought it was a fair, I thought it was fair. Although I laughed, he's like, well, without me, you would have Keanu Reeves. You're welcome.
Yeah. It sounded like when he met the Wachowskis, he's like, these guys are weirdos.
What? Yeah.
But anyway, Will Smith is not going to be Deadshot in Suicide Squad.
But there are reports that Idris Elba could be the new Deadshot right now. He's in negotiations.
That sounds cool.
I mean, either you die and become Deadshot, or you die and wait until you become James Bond eventually.
Yeah. But it's weird. The Suicide Squad movie, the first one, I don't hate the movie, but at the same time, I don't really love it. Like, I saw it in theaters. I was like, that was fine, and I didn't need to watch it again. And I even said, I probably won't see a sequel to this. But now that, James Gunn is directing the sequel, I'm like, okay, I will see the sequel to this.
He knows how to make good films. Although I would laugh if the best way James Gunn would go back at them and all of a sudden Suicide Squad 2 has won the best picture. That would be hilarious. And then Disney would be like, we want you back. Actually, speaking of James Gunn, he actually just released a new trailer for that movie that is a horror version of Superman.
What's it called?
Bright Light or something. It's pretty much like the opposite of Superman. It's about a kid who pretty much has powers but goes on an evil murdering spree.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting. Like, what happened? It's kind of like, what if Superman went on this path instead? But yeah, like, I find that really interesting that Idris Elba is going to be, if it is true, going to be Deadshot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he had no ties to Marvel anymore, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the villain in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep. Which looks amazing.
Which looks, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is Lethal Weapon for the new generation, and that's awesome.
I thought Winter Soldier and Falcon was going to be like that for the Disney streaming service.
Yeah, but that's TV.
Come on, no. Come on. I can't stand. He's an asshole. No, he's an asshole.
But that doesn't make sense though, because then who's Riggs? You can't have them both be Murtaugh.
Exactly.
But with this Fast and Furious one, it's like clearly Jason Statham is Riggs and The Rock is Murtaugh.
Yeah. This guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was such a good moment. Although, we'll forget everything we knew about Shaws later. Although he's gonna get something tell me he's gonna get punched in the face later.
No justice for Han, but well.
Oh well, we got this there is gonna be justice. It's gonna be him in this, and we're gonna enjoy all the banter.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, we forgot to put this in our gaming news. The director of Final Fantasy revealed why he didn't put Star Wars or Marvel into Kingdom Hearts 3. They needed to get contracts from the other companies. that would explain why it takes so long for these games to be made. Like, especially the in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Yeah. I mean, I love Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it's super
Same.
fun, but I didn't need to see Marvel and Star Wars in it. I mean, the
Me
next
neither.
game, sure, why not? If they can somehow get a deal where they can have, like, you know, a Spider-Man level or something, that would be kind of interesting.
Or an Avengers level, and all the Ataris are actually Heartlesses.
It's so funny, though, because I think Marvel wouldn't fit into Kingdom Hearts. However, I think Star Wars would fit in better.
Yeah, you're right with the darkness and everything.
Yeah, like I could see like
Join the
freaking
dark
like
side, Sora.
you could see like Maleficent and P and then Darth Vader. Like totally.
It's like, how dare you defy the power of the Force? And he's choking Captain Hook, who's probably still alive. We don't know.
Everybody wants to see that scene where Luke fights Darth Vader at the bottom of that city, and then like Sora, Donald, and Goofy are in the background, and then he's like, "No, I am your father," and then Goofy's
Sora
like,
goes, "No!" Like Sora's just like freaking out about this moment, both Luke and them.
"Yeah,
I can see so many hilarious things. I can see Sora being in Tatooine, and he just goes and fights Boba Fett, and then goes in the anus in the middle of the desert planet.
yeah."
But
So-
yeah.
Even in the prequel stuff, man, like I would love it. Like you got Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and Jar Jar in your party. That shit would be awesome.
You know how many people hate Jar Jar, right?
I don't care, man. I like Jar Jar. Jar Jar's cool.
You know, it'd be really epic.
He steps in the poopy, Kyle.
No, it'd be really epic. The lava planet with Obi-Wan, and you're facing Anakin, and you find out you slowly turned him to the dark side.
Yeah, Mustafar.
Yes, and then you hear the Jedi soundtrack come in, their battles. Still probably one or two of my favorite soundtracks from the Star Wars prequels.
Oh yeah,
Actually, and all Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
Don't care how much people say they shit on the prequels. You got to admit those two tracks are good.
Yeah.
If you don't admit it, then there's something wrong with you.
The prequels, I think, have better music than the other Star Wars movies. Even the new ones, I think the prequels have better music than.
That I do agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, that's it for right there. Okay, back to the DC news. Arrow is just got announced that's going to be running. It's the final season. It got renewed, and it's initially announced that's going to be the final season.
Yeah, this is surprising, especially since it's only going to be 10 episodes.
Yep. And hilariously, if I'm going to say this right, it's going to end with Oliver dying in the crossover event. And which always happens around 8 or 9. So this next episode could be about the life of Oliver or just it graduating. And Stephen Amell did tweet this out. After this season, Oliver has one more thing to do on his list, and he doesn't need to die, and that's leaving a legacy.
I hope the show, the Crisis thing, I'm gonna like take that as being a separate thing. I hope the actual show has like a final episode that's like, this is the end of this show, and then you can have him in Crisis and whatever, and then that's like his ending. But like, I feel like the show itself should have its own final episode. The final episode shouldn't be whatever happens in Crisis on Infinite Earths,
Yeah, but it seems like it's planning towards that though, because they were even talking about like if we were gonna do something like kill off Oliver Queen, we would make it the last episode of Arrow.
Yeah.
Or the last episode as a crisis event. So they've been talking about this for like years, like if I remembered. So they were talking about it for like maybe 2 years now.
Well, it looks like Arrow's not going to beat Smallville.
Smallville, yeah.
Yeah. No, nobody's going to be Supernatural.
What's hilarious though is when they were announced, before this announcement happened, CW was talking about cutting one of its long-running shows, and it was either between Arrow or Supernatural, and the Supernatural guys were like, "Ugh." We're like very nervous about it.
They should have had Arrow crossover with Supernatural somehow.
And Stephen Amell was even campaigning for it. He was like, I follow him on Instagram. He even get a picture with Jacob Alcalis, and he goes, "Hey, let's make this crossover happen."
Yeah.
Hello, you freaking made Scooby Doo happen.
This is pretty funny.
Speaking of Scooby Doo, actually, that movie is happening.
It already happened.
No, they're making a new animated big screen adaptation of it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover.
Yeah, I was talking about speaking of Scooby-Doo. I forgot to tell you about this.
Yeah.
Now would be a perfect time since we're talking about it. And by the way, the cast is hysterical, but the one that sticks out the most is one character and one actor, and he's playing that character. Tracy Morgan is playing Captain Caveman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing like a Hanna-Barbera universe right now. So what it looks like they're trying to do.
I just know Captain Caveman from Harvey Birdman.
Yep. I can just imagine Captain Caveman. I'm like, a little louder, Tracy. Louder. Damn it! You should have not gotten hit by that Walmart truck. But yeah, like back to Arrow. Arrow has left. Everyone's a little upset right now. Everybody's like all over social media right now about this, and a lot of people are like, "Good, it should have ended. It should have ended like season 3 or 4. That's where it's last." I'm like, I don't know where you guys were. I get that you left off, but 8 years was one hell of a run. I'm not sad by it. Yes,
yeah, I would say only one season of Arrow is kind of bad, and that's season 4. And
yeah, I agree with you on that one. But even though season 4 still has some good moments here and there.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just like really mad on Felicity, and they're like, it doesn't really focus that much on Felicity. Like, the one way our one friend said it more felt like CSI, which I do kind of get. You know.
Yeah.
But it's I think Arrow got one hell of a run. Left one hell of a legacy that we're going to be seeing for years to come with Flash, Legends, and even with Batwoman coming up.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I guess we'll move on to the main topic, right, Kyle? Unless there's any other news.
We got one more thing, and Sony has cast Tyrese in the Spider-Man spinoff, Mobius, the living vampire.
Cool.
Yep. Although there was an image of him, of Jared Leto, of him being Mobius, and it's hilarious. It's literally just him. It's literally the little snap thing saying action in front of his face. I was like, ha, that's funny.
I'm so excited about Morbius, the living vampire.
Listen, Sony knows what's hot right now. Villains, anti-hero villains that are very dark and edgy.
Sony,
that's where the market's at.
Sony, you just have to make more Venom. Like we both agree, Venom is a great movie, right, Kyle?
It's a guilty pleasure for some. I couldn't get into it. I could tell it was supposed to be a rated R movie, and they blatantly keep saying it wasn't. We didn't say it was a rated R movie.
Yeah, but I guess we'll see.
If it was made for the rating and everything, I think I would enjoy it better. But hopefully, with the more time they have now with this, hopefully, like I'm not saying I don't want to see another that. I just want to see the sequel be better.
Yeah.
Like Candace always said, don't act, do.
But I don't care about Morbius at all. It really comes down to the trailer for this.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Leto does like to get himself lost in his roles, though.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with this.
We all seen what happened in Suicide Squad.
Indeed.
Yep. All right. Today's main topic of the day, and it is and no, this is not a sponsorship. And by the way, they will be spoilers of the head. So if you have made it this far of the podcast, I recommend you stay away right now. Or get off. So we're going to talk about a Netflix series called The Umbrella Academy that premiered last month.
Yeah, it takes place in an old manor in the
And
1800s where people are learning how to make umbrellas. Oh, wait, that's not at all what it's about, is it?
no, no, but in title sequence do involve umbrellas a lot.
So what is this show about, Kyle?
Okay, so this show takes place in an alternate timeline where JFK never got shot, where a bunch of people got pregnant at the same time and gave birth at the same time to 47 children. This eccentric billionaire adopted 7 of the children,
And they got
and they all,
powers.
well, 6 of them. Wink, wink.
Yeah. So, Kyle,
No.
what did you think of this Umbrella Academy?
I rarely ever binge stuff, so I actually watched it all in one weekend. So it was very fascinating. I like how it is and everything. It's a little weird, and I mean very weird, but I actually enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 2 and I'll explain why when we get to the end of that later. And I think it's probably the step in the right direction for Netflix because they're showing that they might not need Marvel if they
Well,
make good shows like this.
yeah, this is definitely very much that being like we can make a comic book show without Marvel. I like this show. I don't know though. I think it's fine. I enjoyed it. There were definitely some plots and twists that I was like, huh, this is interesting. However, I don't think I'm as in love with it as a lot of other people are. But
You know why a lot of people are in love with this show?
Why?
Because it was written by My Chemical Romance's lead singer Glenn Way or something. I can't say the name off his top of his head.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people are in love with it because a lot of those kids from like the early 2000s love that band. So they're like, "Oh, I like that guy. I'm gonna go watch it."
I like the show. How I like the concept of the show. I enjoyed it. I didn't get bored with it. However, when it comes to like the actual characters, there's maybe only like one character I actually think is really good in the show, and everybody else is kind of like just okay. There are like 2 characters, but one character I think you're supposed to hate.
There's like 2 characters I like.
Because the one kid who plays 5, that guy's great. Like 5 is the best character in the show.
He's gonna go far. I love him too. Like
his character is hilarious just because he's a 58-year-old man inside a 13-year-old kid body. He's drinking booze and coffee.
It's so amazing.
He's wearing his stupid schoolboy uniform with his short shorts and.
Yep. And the comics is a lot shorter, believe it or not. And they did a lot of civil liberties with the show that I actually looked into. Like number 1, who like has like the gorilla torso and arms, he gets like injected with a serum, which is a Martian ape, and I'm like, okay. But in the comics, he rips his head off and puts his head on the gorilla's body, the Martian gorilla body. I was like, okay, I am glad this happened instead.
Yeah, so pretty much, I guess.
I love Klaus.
I guess we'll go into like a little bit of the story. The inciting incident is their dad, who's the eccentric billionaire, dies all of a sudden.
Very eccentric.
Brings all 7 kids back together because their dad died. You know, we slowly learn about like how he's pretty much like kind of a shitty father because he only like cared about like making these kids into
superheroes.
Yeah, sort of like weapons. Most of the kids ended up leaving the house when they were like 18 and to do their own thing, except for what's the name of the strong guy?
Oh, well, he did not just leave. Oh, Space Boy. I can't. He's number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
But he did not leave the house.
No, he didn't leave. He was still going on missions. he got hurt on a mission. The father gave him that weird serum to heal him, and then the father couldn't deal with looking at him, so he just told him to go live on the moon for 3 years.
If you can't stand the sight of your son, you send your son to the moon. That is
Yeah.
great parenting right there. I gotta tell you.
I mean, this show is really weird, and it's pretty fun how weird it is because there's a lot of time travel.
Yep.
They
Tiny
have
whiny.
Yeah, they have a robot mom.
Yep. And a monkey butler.
And a monkey butler.
Which, we gotta talk about the monkey butler. Come on, Chris. How much did you gotta admit? This looks like something you would watch on Planet of the Apes.
The monkey butler is pretty good.
Like, it was like Netflix is like, here's all the money you need to make it just as good as the monkeys from Planet of the Apes.
Netflix is just like Netflix. They're pitching
We
the
don't
show
care.
to Netflix, and they're like, it's about like 7, people. They have these interesting powers, and there's this event that gives a bunch of people
here's
powers.
my money.
And no,
I'm
but then
Netflix,
Netflix is like, I don't know. This sounds kind of dumb. Did I mention there was a monkey butler? Sold.
You have me at monkey butler.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta put most of that money into the monkey butler. Okay.
The time travel is really interesting in the show just because it seems to be based in the 1950s for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's some incident.
It's not in the 50s. Like, it's not in the, like, what do you mean? Like the time traveling 1950s or?
Well, here's what I'm going to say. There's an instant that the world is going to end in 2019. But there's a agency in the show that is sort of policing time, that clearly they've been policing time, for a long. Well, where they're based out of looks like it's the 1950s.
Okay, there we go. That's what I want to get at, because I guess I want to make sure I'm processing it right. That's all.
Yeah, because it seems like wherever they are, because they say like time doesn't really apply here.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, but it looks like the 50s. Everybody's dressed like the 50s. Everybody's like typing on typewriters and stuff.
Yeah.
They're sending, messages through tubes and stuff like that.
That's the interesting part, how they get sent through time, and like all of a sudden, like in the bathroom. Oh, all of a sudden your mini fridge.
Yeah.
Like, that was the interesting part. Can't remember their name, but we'll just call them the Hitmen.
Oh, Hazel and Cha-Cha.
Hazel and Cha-Cha. Believe it or not, those people are actually just completely crazy in the comic books.
Yeah.
Like, and they wanted to give them like something like a little more humanity, and I was like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Hazel is kind of sympathetic towards the end.
Yeah.
And Cha-Cha, I think, is somebody really famous. I think it's like Queen Latifah or something.
No, it isn't Queen Latifah.
Who is it?
I don't know.
I thought it was somebody like really famous that played Cha-Cha.
Man.
That was like the first name I could think of in my mind. It's probably not that. And somebody's like, it's this person, you idiot.
To Wikipedia it is.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at that later.
But they're sent to try to they're originally looking for Fives because Fives is trying to prevent the apocalypse.
Yep. And he came back like he literally came back like right when the funeral happened.
Yeah, because what happened was, as a kid, the dad's like, hey, you're not ready to time travel, because his power is he can
teleport.
He could teleport, but I guess he can like bend space-time, and that's how he can teleport.
Yeah.
So, Dad tells him you're not ready for time travel. So, he's being a dumb kid. He starts time traveling.
Yep.
And ends up at right after the apocalypse happens, and literally nobody's left. And he finds his like dead family in front of their manor house.
Yep. And one of them has a clue, which is an eye.
Yeah.
Which didn't fracture into the plot until so much later.
Yeah.
So, but we find out about the crazy apocalypse that just happened, and he falls in love with a mannequin. He has his own Wilson.
Yeah. Oh, that's who it is. Cha-Cha is Mary J. Blige.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like I knew it was like a singer or somebody like that. I don't know why I said Queen Latifah. That's so dumb. Of course it's not Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah hasn't done anything in so long.
Yeah, she's in that movie with like Jimmy Fallon or whatever.
Actually, her last movie was Last Holiday, and that's what happened. That was her last movie.
I almost said Beyonce.
I'd be like, hell no, Chris. That ain't Beyonce.
Yeah, it's Mary J. Blige. That's it. Yeah. So they're pretty much the main plot of this story is they're trying to stop the end of the world.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on. And 6 out of 7 of the kids have powers, or so it would seem.
Yep.
Ellen Page's character, who is number 7.
Yep.
She has a really weird. She has a weird name. It's like something like Vanya or something.
Vanya. Yeah, it's Vanya.
Okay, so like, yeah, Vanya wrote kind of like a tell-all book about her family. So like, they kind of all don't really like her.
Yeah.
And she kind of takes these like pills for like, I guess they're like anxiety or something.
Yeah.
And
it seems like it was anxiety.
It's interesting because, you know, she's like kind of unlikable in the show. You're kind of like, oh man, like I hate her. And,
yeah.
The more stuff that happens, like she's with this guy who's like kind of like a creeper that you eventually find out he's trying to get revenge on the Umbrella Academy because, you know,
reason.
Yeah, for the dumbest reason, because their dad wouldn't adopt him because he was like, I was born on the same day as everybody and
I must have powers too.
Yeah. And yeah. And the dad, you know, is just a dickhead to everybody. And
although the reveal for the dad though, oh my god.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll get to that.
That's like in the end. That's like in the end.
So anyway, we're finding out more about Vanya, and she plays the violin and stuff, and you know, she has no powers. No, it turns out she has powers.
Yep.
Because of course she does.
And and of course she is the most powerful of them all.
Yeah, she's pretty much the Jean Grey of this X-Men team.
Yep. And even the father was afraid of it.
Yeah, we find out one of the kids' powers, Klaus, his power is he can talk to the dead, but he can't really shut it off, it seems like, so he's constantly doing drugs to...
Klaus, I love Klaus. Just because he's a little crazy. He's like,
I hated him at the beginning of the show, but he definitely got better as the show went on.
Yeah, that's why I liked him. Like, he actually had character development.
Yeah.
Like, he also, don't forget, he also can talk to the dead, too. Like, don't forget he talks to the dead, and he talks to his dead brother, Ben.
Yeah, well, I was going to get into that. His power is he talks to the dead, and eventually does talk to the father. You find out the father killed himself because he's like, I thought it was the only way I could bring you all together. And it's like, okay.
Remember what I said about how he's an eccentric, how we all said he was an eccentric billionaire?
Yeah.
There we go. We did say that.
They have a dead brother, but they never really go into how he died.
He died during they do talk about it in the book. Like, she even mentions it. He dies during the Paris event that happened where they were trying to stop the Eiffel Tower by going into space. And he died during that event.
Well, they never addressed it in the show, so it could be something completely different in the show.
No, it's in the alt. She read it in the Tell All Be All book.
Oh, they actually say how Ben died?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
You're probably going like, yeah. But, like, that's how he died, though. Like, he died in Paris, so he died on a mission and everything.
Okay.
Although I do love what Ben says to Klaus, though. You know what sucks about being dead? You get to wear the same clothes over and over and over again. You know how crappy that is? You die with the clothes you wear.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
weird though because Ben looks like an adult, but he
yeah,
died as a child though, right?
no, he died like when he was 18 during that event.
Oh, okay. He died when he was
He
18.
was sort of like the catalyst. In a weird way, he was kind of the catalyst that broke the team apart.
Okay. So, anyway, I guess we'll get into even more spoilers now.
Yep.
So Vanya gets manipulated by this
Oh, you
dude.
forgot the other. You forgot about the two other members too.
Right.
You forgot about number 3.
Number 3, her power is she can sort of
Make a
suggest
lie
things
come.
to you.
She makes a lie that comes true.
Yeah.
Like I heard a rumor that you shot these guys. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Something like that. Or
her power is crazy.
she pretty much has Gios power.
Yep. And then the second guy, his power, believe it or not, he could hold his breath so for a very long time. That comes in handy, like, believe it or not, that comes in handy for underwater stuff and stealth stuff.
Wait, his power is he can just hold his breath?
Yeah.
I thought his power was he just had like super good reflexes.
They're trained with it. Like if you can hold your breath while in a stealth mission, you'll be like sometimes when it's so quiet you can hear someone breathing. So,
Huh.
it's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, I guess.
But he trained his body. He made up for it by training the rest of his body.
I couldn't. I shouldn't have watched the show like late at night after work because I clearly missed stuff. I was like, I don't even think we know that guy's power. You know, like, no, his power is he could hold his breath. I'm like, really? I thought his power was he could throw knives good.
Yeah, this is what happened when you watch stuff late at night. I actually was like binge watching almost all of it.
Yeah, I didn't binge watch it. Like, it took me like, about a week to get through it. But clearly I didn't retain any information that was like important. All I can tell you about this show is like Monkey Butler.
Well, that's what you have me here for. So that's why you have two people reviewing this. So if one person forgets information, you have the other one to make up for it.
Yeah. So let's get into this. At the end, Vanya's being manipulated by this like creeper guy that wants revenge on the Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
We find out her pills are actually suppressing her powers.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna admit, like, Ellen Page was really good in this show. She was like kind of real deal, like as an actress. I was like, holy shit. Okay, I get why a lot of people talk about this girl now. Like,
yeah, believe it or not, like it's hilarious. Like it's the best way to describe the Umbrella Academy to somebody is like it's X-Men meets Doom Patrol in a weird way.
Yeah. I think.
And Ellen, they're like, oh, you're an X-Men, so why don't you be in our like X-Men like show?
Yeah. So anyway, Vanya's powers go crazy. She's like doing something where she's like playing her violin and like charging up energy, and they're like, okay, we gotta like stop her. And pretty much what happens is they stop her, but she releases this like beam of energy that hits the moon. Yeah. And then the moon starts collapsing and it's like gonna destroy the earth, and you're like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, I know. I was just like, this is how you're gonna end the season?
And then like Five's like is like, okay, I'll like do a time jump. And they're doing and they're doing a time jump.
Including Ben.
Which I'm wondering in season 2 when they did that time jump, did Ben come back to life?
That's what I'm wondering too.
Like, because they all turn into their kid versions. Yeah,
because like they said in the contact, they said the reason they're doing it, like I read some stuff about it, like about the season. They said the reason they're doing that is so like they go back in time because Ellen just needs some love. So they figured if they go back in time, they give her more time to love. They give her time to go. They did change something in the comics though, and I was kind of glad they didn't do it this way. Like in the book, they shot her in the head.
Yeah, I heard they stop it like in the book.
They shot her in the head and she survived.
Oh, wow.
Comics. and now they're going to be doing timing. But if they're so the second part of the book, like there's an adaptation of the Umbrella Academy, the first book, and the Dallas book, and it seems like the next part of the season is going to be more of the Dallas books if they're doing it.
We'll see, because they're all turning into kids. Which I'm wondering how far back in time they're actually going, because you think the father's going to be alive, and he's like, hey kids, what's going on? And that's how he knows about the end of the world or something.
Yeah, they did say, like, with time travel, they can get away with that, believe it or not. They did say, look out, the father is coming in season 2, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hilariously, let's talk about the father, though.
He's very stereotypical, like, old English Richmond.
He's not just that, Chris. He's from another planet.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, at the beginning of the last episode, you literally see him on his home world as seeing spaceships lifting. And so he's literally an immortal. He literally was an immortal alien.
I didn't realize he was from another planet, because like I just thought like, okay, this is like a weird ass show, and like he's clearly in like some like weird like Britain in this show that like has like spaceships and like.
Yeah, he goes to Britain afterwards after going into a spaceship after his wife dies.
Okay, so he's just from like weird like 1800s like rocket ship land.
Chris, you're starting to realize the weirdness of the show, didn't you?
I already realized the weirdness of the show, but
it's now just escalating, isn't it?
Yeah, I have you watched it twice, or you just watched it once?
I watched it once, and that was like one of the things that stood out to me because I had to rewind that.
Oh, okay.
So I had to rewind it just to make sure my brain wasn't playing tricks with me.
Yeah.
Like I accepted the weirdness as soon as I saw that whole dance routine in the first like episode.
Yeah, that was awkward. Yeah, awkward I guess you were paying attention to all the subtle details, and I was just like, "Oh my god, is that a monkey?"
Oh, the monkey! Come on, the monkey's amazing. That was the reason I texted you. Like, there's a butler monkey. You're like, butler monkey.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think it's a good show. I think it's definitely going to show that Netflix is not going to need Marvel, although they should have not did their hissy fit and been like, we're canceling all the shows.
Yeah. I look forward to season 2. I'll definitely tune in to watch it
and pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll try to pay attention a little bit more. Maybe I'll try to watch season 1 again.
But yeah, it's 10. It's the good thing. It's only 10 episodes, so it actually it's not like 13 where you go like, should I do the commitment or should I not?
Yeah,
that's why I watched it. You know, I'll definitely I'm definitely going to go into Dragon Prince eventually, so we'll definitely do a review of that eventually.
All right. So, any other thoughts on Umbrella Academy?
I would say if you love comic books and you love weirdness, and I'm not recommending this because it's based on I'm not basing my opinion on someone who's a lead singer of a famous band who wrote a book. I would say watch this. It's a good show. It definitely deserves the love it deserves, and it's getting a season 2. So I definitely watched it. Believe it or not, my sister watched it. My cousin-in-law and my cousin watched it together. I even got my aunt to watch it as well. So and they don't like watching comic book stuff. So it's a good show. I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's okay.
I give it that's how it's like I said. Definitely cannot wait for next season. So yeah,
it's got a monkey butler.
That's the reason you watched it.
Anyway, so Kyle, what are you watching? What are you playing?
So remember last week how I was at a Toku binge?
Yes.
So Power Rangers Beast Morphers just premiered last Sunday, and it started off the new era of Power Rangers, which is the Hasbro era. I gotta say, it's actually pretty good. It doesn't treat the audience like idiots.
That's good.
There's actually a story in the plot where I was actually following everything. they did some references, and I love that the mayor of the city is like, this getting the morphing grid is a bad idea because they have to protect the morphing grid because it's a clean source of energy, so they can stop pollution and everything. And he goes, I'm just giving you like the straightforward stuff like quickly,
Yeah.
and because this is like my favorite part. And he goes, listen, people are looking for the Power Rangers powers for such a long time. We had monsters from other dimensions. We had Sludge from Dino Charge going after. He mentioned Galvanex from Ninja Steel, and he also mentioned Rita. So I was like, what? Did he just refer to continuity? Because I remember in Bandai they would just go, yeah, whatever, from the Saban era of it. So yeah, and the Red Ranger's the mayor's son. He gets in by accident. The Blue Ranger, his mother is actually the commander of the organization, and the bad guys are corrupted versions of the Red Ranger and the Yellow Ranger cadets. And the Yellow Ranger was trying to become a Power Ranger, but she got rejected and got down to laundry duty. So in that place. Like, it's interesting. I can't wait. Like, they all have personalities. They don't seem like they set up character development for like their story arcs and everything. So I'm gonna look at it more to see if it's gonna be going down the line of being pretty good along later, and there's also those filler episodes that happen. So I'm gonna take a look how Hasbro's era of Power Rangers is gonna be.
Yeah.
It looks good. I mean, it's treating their audience like they're not idiots. Like, that's one of the big things I looked at the Neo Saban era.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then let's see. I watched about a couple movies. I watched like 2 movies actually. I watched What If, which is the guy who played Harry Potter. It's about this guy who's like pretty much like a romance movie, but it's like one of those romance movies about a guy who just has bad luck with women and everything, and finds this girl, but she's in a relationship, and they started becoming friends, and then they two start developing feelings for each other. But the cast, pretty good, but it was pretty good though. I liked it.
Nice.
It was on Amazon Prime.
Cool.
And I watched Saving Mr. Banks.
That's the Mary Poppins
Yep.
movie.
Yeah. Pretty good. It was all right.
Yeah.
So then I just did that. So what I've been playing is, so now I'm on to what have I been playing. That's pretty easy. I've been playing Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Nice.
And I've noticed I'm almost near the end of that game. So I really want to get into that game. I've been getting back into that game. I've been doing enough of side quests. And the weirdest thing happened during my side quest. And Yakuza. So I beat up a bunch of guys, and this guy goes, "Oh, thank you for beating up these stupid little assholes. Hey, since you got them in the bent up in shape, why don't you come with me to this great club? And all the girls are hot there, and it's the baby factory. Pretty much men dressed up as babies and perverting themselves to that. And I'm just, and then you got to beat them up, and they're in diapers too.
Nice. I got to get to Kiwami too. I'm like halfway through Yakuza Kiwami, but haven't been playing it.
You haven't gotten to the manly fight, the manliest boss fight ever.
Dude, I've probably put more time into that game than you did, just because like I kept like fighting Mishima so many times. But yeah, I gotta get back to it.
I gotta do Mishima's side story because he is playable in Kiwami too.
That's awesome.
Yes. He's also the main character. He's also the second main character, Yakuza 0. And Mishima is so much different in that game than he is in this game.
He mentions it in Kiwami where he's just like, I used to be a maitre d' or something.
Oh no. He was like very well-mannered and everything. He's just like, customer is king.
Yeah.
Trust me. So what have you been doing? What have you been watching? What have you been playing?
I haven't been doing anything, Kyle, because my job is crazy. So I'm just going to end the podcast. We've been the Mediaverse podcast. We record every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Chris. I That's
Kyle.
Kyle. Kyle's the host of the podcast. If you liked what you've seen, leave a comment. If you don't like what you've seen, leave a comment.
Any
Yeah,
criticism will help.
anything will help. Next week, maybe Captain Marvel.
Maybe. I definitely am gonna. I'll try to watch. I'm definitely gonna go and watch that on Tuesday.
Sweet.
Yeah,
So
that's my day off.
definitely Captain Marvel,
Yep.
unless something happens.
Yep.
But
Is it Marvel's? Is it gonna be Marvel's new front runner, or is it a terrible movie? Find out on the next episode of Mediaverse Podcast.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.